Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the United Star. Today, we are doing another Moneyball video with Shivan, and we're going to be going over the finances of how Chelsea has structured this transfer market and how they've actually bought so many players in. So, the first question is, of course, Shivan, how have they managed to sign so many players? And it's like they're living in a corona bubble, which is confusing a lot of people.
Yeah, so everyone's confused because it's COVID-19 times and there's FFP regulations, but Chelsea have just outspent everyone and just gone berserk in this transfer market. It's probably one of the best transfer seasons anyone's had. So they've spent, if the Havertz deal goes through, as time of recording this, it hasn't gone through yet. So they spent 227 million pounds this transfer market. So that's 90 on Havertz, 50 on Werner, 50 on Chilwell, 37 on Ziyech, and two free transfers on Thiago Silva and Malang Sarr. So that's in total 227 million pounds. And in terms of weekly wages, that's around 700,000 pounds. So like Thiago Silva is on 150, Havertz is on 130, Werner's on 170. So that's around 36.4 million pounds of the annual wage that they've added. Now, the reason that they've done this and what smart thing Chelsea have done is all the players have been bought on 5-year deals. So apart from Thiago Silva, all of the 5 players have been bought on 5-year deals. So in previous Moneyball videos, we've explained amortization. So even though they spent 227 million pounds, the actual financial cost for this year will only be 45.4 million pounds in terms of amortization. So Werner's bought for 50 million, but his price for this year will only be 10 million. So it's not that much if you look at it. The 227 million pounds is actually a hyperbole in this sense. In accounting costs, it's only 10 million. So the costs aren't as high as we think they are.
That's a very valid point that you raised, that they will be amortized and it will be over a period of time, but yet they've
Yeah.
gone out and spent 227 million, where other big clubs are struggling to muster the money up. So how have they done that, and has the transfer ban actually worked in their favor in terms of getting players this season?
Yeah, it has actually. So what they did last year, they didn't spend any on any players. They bought Kovacic after their loan deal, but they actually sold a lot of their players. So they've actually recouped 200 million pounds in terms of player sales over the last 2 years. So Hazard's gone for 130, which is amazing. Morata's gone for 50. Mario Pasalic went to Atlanta for 13. David Luiz went for 8. Ola Aina went for 9. So all their fringe players that they have, Chelsea has this huge squad, so they can sell these fringe players for like 10, 15 million pounds. And that leads to 200 million pounds sold over the last 2 years. And also, more importantly, 900,000 pounds freed over 2 years in terms of their weekly wages. So even though they've sold like Gary Cahill, Pedro, Willian on free transfers, they've freed up their wage budget by removing all these people. So that's around 46 million pounds annual wages that are saved. So if you look at all of this, Chelsea are actually breaking even. And what we explained earlier in previous episodes is that the profit from transfers instantly comes on the books, while as the transfers in get spread over the over the 5-year contract period. So that's why Chelsea are able to maneuver their market, and that's why they're able to still spend so much, even though they had the transfer ban, is because last year they gained so much from their players that they sold.
Right, but having said that, Shivan, surely if you sign so many players in one season coming off from a ban, you're going to be on the radar of the FFP, aren't you?
Yeah. So what Chelsea have been lucky in a way that FFP now is being relaxed for the next 2 years. So in their 2018-19 FFP period, Chelsea had an operating loss of 263 million pounds, but that was offset by a 243 million profit on player sales. So in 2018-19, the year before this, they ended up clearing FFP by a loss of only 20 million. So they were fine in terms of the FFP regulations. But now this year they spent 222 million pounds on transfers and they've gone crazy. But now the lucky thing is COVID-19 pandemic has hit. So what FFP regulations have changed. So to account for the revenue shortfall for this year. So obviously clubs revenue has decreased this year in terms of broadcasting, ticket sales, sponsorship. So what UEFA have said that for the 2021 period, we won't consider 2020 accounting year. We'll only consider 2018 and 2019. So basically, it's as if this year didn't really happen in terms of FFP. And in 2022, they'll cover 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021 in the FFP regulations. So they look at 4 years accounting, and in that time, Chelsea can basically balance the books and cover their costs. So what they can do is they can sell all their fringe players like Emerson, Alonso, Drinkwater, Barkley. By selling all these players, they basically will increase their transfers out, and that will balance the books. So they have actually an extra year to maneuver their accounts and maneuver their finances, so they can actually be in on the right side of FFP regulations. So they've really benefited from this COVID-19 pandemic and also the transfer ban, which means that they can spend in this market where no one else wants to spend.
I think Shivan, you've explained it very well in terms of what's going on at Chelsea and why it is so important to understand why they're able to do this and not get on the back of your club is to, oh, they're not buying any players, they're not buying any players. When you sell the player of Eden Hazard's quality and the price you get for him, obviously you're going to have a lot of money in the bank.
Yeah.
And also then the likes of Courtois and everyone else that you've mentioned. So you're
Yeah.
obviously going to have a lot of money in the bank. If you think about it, it's basically 2 and 3 players over each transfer season if you break it up that way. So it's not that much. They actually needed to bolster their squad. But it's also lucky that they're getting around FFP so easily somehow suddenly. And
Yeah.
FFP is relaxing their rules even further, so to speak.
And if you look at Chelsea, they follow this model where they tend to sell players. So they sold Oscar for 50 million. They sold David Luiz for 50 million over the years. So they have this model where they tend to keep churning out players, and they have a high revenue of players, a high windfall of players coming in, coming out. And that's why they can compete with the likes of City and United financially. Also, they have the Bank of Roman. So they have Roman Abramovich funding them year after year. So that way they are in a better place financially than all the other teams. So that's why they can spend so much.
Right. I think we've covered the entire spending spree that Chelsea is on quite well. And I think this is where we ended, guys. Thank you for tuning in and check out our other Moneyball videos that Shivan is talking about. The links are in the bio if you want to understand more about where Chelsea is getting their money and from how FFP works. And we'll be back with more videos of Moneyball and all the other content we do on the channel. So hit that subscribe button and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
See you.